Hi guys, I have to pop in here to do a quick video. I'm coming to you post-work day, need a shower, wash my hair, probably have food in my teeth, but you know what? It is what it is. This is the vibe. So today I'm really excited to share with you another fun project that we've been working on. I am sitting here editing, which is why I'm coming to you from my kitchen right now. I have two things in this video. First, it's taking down our Christmas decor because I thought it would be fun to include that. I just kind of started filming stuff over the holidays of the different projects because that's when we did a lot of the projects. And the first step was taking down all the Christmas decor, so I have included that. And then I want to share with you how we lime washed our fireplace. So this was actually a really exciting project. What's funny is we had already had multiple projects lined up. So last week I shared with you my dining room table and chairs that we did. And I also did some nightstands, which I did film that. That'll also be coming to you soon. And then when we were in the middle of that, Brian, my husband, was painting the two back walls in our living room. And then while we were like waiting for coats to dry, I was sitting on the couch and looking at the fireplace, and I was like, that's one other project I want to tackle in this living space. And that was something we talked about, you know, even before we moved in. I think we kind of had a list of projects we wanted to do. Not that there was anything wrong with our fireplace, but it felt like just with the amount of wood that we have in the house and the mixture of the stone that they chose, it just wasn't jiving, I felt, with what I had in my mind. On top of painting the back walls those darker colors, we figured it was probably necessary to maybe brighten it up in here. We painted, or lime wash is technically what it's called, the fireplace, this like creamy white color. So the brand that I bought, I will link it down below, they have two different colors. They have like a pure white and then like a creamy white. I went with the creamy white version, but to be honest, the fireplace looks very white in this space. We do have very dark warm tone walls and things in here, so that's obviously, you know, the space that it's in matters, but did end up going with that creamy color. And I think you'll probably see in some of the early clips when Brian first started applying it, I think we were a little bit like, oh no, what did we do? We did learn our lesson the farther along we went with the project, and by we I mean him, because he basically did this whole project. This is a total like easy project. There's no precision to it. You can be as messy as you want. It's very forgiving. You can take it off if you don't like it. Like, it's very forgiving. And then I'll get to explaining it more as we get into the actual footage of it. So. know she's good when she smells like diesel. All right, so there's a couple steps to this. It's very easy, and I was able to find blogs and YouTube videos on this, so if you need like a more detailed step-by-step guide, you can easily find that, but I will link down below the products that we decided to use for it. You need a spray bottle with water. You need a mixing bowl, or something that you can mix the lime wash in with water, the actual lime wash, and you need a big dense brush to apply it. So I ended up just buying the brush that came with the same brand, and that worked out really well. The type of brush is very specific, so you definitely want to like look into that before you purchase it. Essentially, you just wet down the stone with a spray bottle, so it's just damp. It doesn't need to be like dripping wet. You're supposed to dilute the lime wash about 50 to 100%. I'd say we probably diluted it at like 50% to begin with, and we ended up going even less than. We probably did like 25%. Because of the way our stone was, we just liked when it was more opaque on there. Slap it on, and it is a very messy process. So keep that in mind. You're gonna wanna tape and cover as many areas as you can. You'll see some footage where like the walls are splattered. Our fireplace grate got all like dirty, and we still have spots that we're trying to clean up. It's not that hard to get off, but because it just gets everywhere, and the way that our stone was against the wall, the stone stuck out in front of the wall, and the lime wash got behind the stone on the wall, and it's been very hard to get off. And we actually still have yet to really fully finish that, and we probably will end up just painting over it. So it's not hard to wipe off if it's in an easy area to access, but just keep that in mind. We did end up taping off like the mantle because we wanted to keep that mantle. The way that the mantle was built into the fireplace, it was just gonna be, I think, too difficult to try to replace. So our goal is to eventually stain that mantle. All that with sanding, it's gonna be an interesting project because of all the sanding I just did on my chairs, for my dining room chairs. I don't think I'm ready to do that yet, but we do definitely want to sand it down and restain it a darker color just to kind of vibe with the room a little bit better. You just slap it on. You can do 2 coats if you need to. So where we first started, we went a little bit too light-handed, and we wanted to go back, and we ended up adding more to it and doing a 2nd coat, versus the other side of the fireplace. Once we were in a groove, we went a lot heavier in the coat and didn't need as much touch-up. So another thing people will do is they'll put different grout in and kind of fill in all the grout lines. Our grout was so deep, like the stone stuck out so much, that we just shoved the limestone paint into the grout, and it looks great. So I don't think we're gonna do anything with the grout, but some people choose to add that as well. It may be difficult to get into those spots if your grout is much skinnier and you have more of that stacked stone. It would be maybe a little bit harder. I think the biggest thing is this thing is very forgiving. So you can make it rustic, you can paint it on, let it dry for like 30 minutes, and then take a rag and just kind of mess around with it. You can make it as rustic as you want it to be. We wanted it to be clean, so we left it as it is, but it takes a few days to set, so you have that amount of time to mess around with it. But even still, I've seen that you can use vinegar, I'm pretty sure, to remove it. So it would be a messy project to remove, but it's definitely like not a fully permanent, you can't undo it if you don't like it project. Not that it's gonna be like removed easily if you have water on it at this point, but I think actually the more time that went on, the more I liked it even more. So give it a chance. If you don't like it immediately when you put it on, give it the first 30 minutes, let it kind of set. You'll get a vibe for it within the first 30 minutes or so, but even still, like, let it sit for another hour or 2 or even a day and see if you like it. You can totally mess around with it. It's very forgiving, which is really nice about it. The worst part is that it's just super messy, which I think I read that in the instructions, but I don't think you anticipate it because it's not like typical paint. Because it's so watery and runny, I don't think you expect that until you get going. You're like, oh man. I hope you enjoy. project. I hope you enjoyed coming along this journey with it. It was very fun. I will link down below a couple tutorials that we followed too, just because we're not professionals at this. You definitely probably want to, you know, do some more research before jumping into a project like this, but we definitely are very happy with it. I think it totally livens up the space and makes it look really nice. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I do have more projects coming. Maybe I'll try to combine a couple projects, and if it's a bigger one, it'll be a separate video, but lots more to come. We've already done a lot that I filmed, and then also just more to come in general, just future. I'll be filming a lot more. So thanks so much for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.